Hello LovelyyOTs, welcome back to my channel. Let's jump right into this video. We are going to talk about what to look for in a workplace when you're looking for a job. Okay, this may be a little bit therapy specific, however you can apply some of it to any kind of job that you're looking for. So the first thing that you want to look into obviously is to whatever company that you're applying for is to read up on that company. Because some companies have, well, every company have a reputation, some good and some bad. So if that particular company have a bad rep, you need to know how they earn that bad rep, okay? And if they have a good rep, then you need to know that as well. Especially in the therapy world, a lot of them have bad reputation based on a lot of different factors. Ridiculous productivity standard, not paying their therapist well, overworking them and things like that. So a lot of different things can earn a company a bad rap. So make sure that you check. And also, if you can't find any kind of reviews online, you can definitely go on LinkedIn and like look around to see if you can find people that have worked for that particular company and see if they'll be willing to have a conversation with you about what their what it's like for them to work there. The second thing that you want to look at when you're looking for a job is what their productivity standards are. Now, each company have different productivity standard, and it's important for you to know because then you will know if they're too high for you to maintain, if it's like unexpected, or if it's something that you can handle. I find that companies with really ridiculous productivity standards usually are companies that don't care about the outcomes of the patients. They don't care how well the patients have gotten and the outcomes of the patients. The only thing that they care about is profit. So a lot of the for-profit companies are like that, where it's like, it doesn't matter if the patient is dying, you need to get your 60 minutes of treatment time with them. And on top of it, you need to do your notes, you need to do this and that, and to be 90% productive. It's not doable. It's not realistic, especially in the setting, like especially in the skilled nursing facilities, different settings and things like that makes it a little bit more difficult to be able to attain that, especially as an evaluating therapist. It can get a little hard. So really have a sense for their productivity standard and why they have the productivity in place, because if it's just about the profit, if it's about the bottom line, then you may want to think and rethink about working for that company. Okay, another thing that you can look for with a company is if they have career advancement opportunities available for their employees. This is a really good indicator. It means that a company is committed. That's the word that I was looking for. It means that the company is committed to providing, is committed to the employees, is committed in making sure that the employees are able to advance in their careers, able to get the training that they need. If they wanted to get training in different things, they are very committed to that. And that to me is a great indicator of a great company. A really good company that does this is Keiser Permenante. I wish that I can work for that company. And I've been like stalking them to see if they have openings in different places that I'm at, because I have a friend that works with them and they are amazing in how well they take care of the employees. So that's a really good company to work for. Another company that's really good that I've also have worked for is Kindred Rehab. Kindred Healthcare is a really good company to work for as well. The next thing to look for is definitely perks. Okay, what kind of perks does the company offer or give to their employees? This is definitely important because I've worked for companies that don't do like license reimbursement, for example, and a company that does like different reimbursement, because we have to do like CEUs and do different things like that to maintain our license. So if I'm doing my license renewal every single year and they don't come cheap, and I have a company that's willing to pay for that or reimburse me for that, that's amazing. So when you do your interviews, ask about the different perks that they give to their employees. Okay, as well as like what they offer in terms of like PTOs. So some companies don't give their employees raises. So if raises and having your pay being multiplied every year, or having a little bit more every year is something that's important to you, ask if this company does it, because some company don't, and some say they do and then they don't. So Make sure that you have it in your contract. If you're signing a contract, make sure that you ask them what their policies are about getting a raise, okay? So ask about PTOs, ask about maternity leaves and things like that is important to you. Ask about insurance, you know, anything that's important to you. Have a list and make sure that you have, and ask them about these things that are important to you, because you want to make sure that they have it, okay? Don't assume that they have it and then you lock yourself in the position and then you find out that they don't. So it's just best if you ask this question ahead of time. Another thing to look for that's so important is diversity. Is this company diverse? Is diversity something that they take into consideration when hiring different people for different things? Look at the people, that executive board, and see if they have any people of color on the board. This is important because if you're going to hire me as a person of color, are you going to be able to fight for me? Are you going to be able to advocate for me when I need certain things, when I have certain questions? Are they going to be able to advocate for me as a person of color if they are not a person of color themselves, or if they don't have any person of color on their board or anything like that, or as employees? This is a very red flag for me, because you cannot tell me in 2020 there's not enough black doctors out there, or black therapists, or whatever. There's so many of us out there. And so if you have a company and you don't have representation, then something is wrong. So make sure that you look into that as well. Another thing that's also important is definitely flexibility. Is this company flexible in their scheduling? Is they flexible in whatever it is that is flexible for you? Are they going to be flexible enough for you to be able to switch from full-time to part-time, from part-time to full-time, to PT to PRN, per diem? Are they going to be flexible in the time that you have to come to work, especially if you have kids and things like that? So make sure that you ask this question and make sure that they are flexible. Flexibility is a great thing in a company, and all companies need to get on board with being a lot more flexible with the employees, because it takes away a lot of stress and it allows the employee to focus a lot more on what's important, which is the job. The next thing to look for is definitely positive vibes. I know, to me, vibes is everything. If I am working in the company and I don't feel positive vibes from for the employees, from the employer, from just people around, from the top people, if I feel like there's no positiveness, if I feel like collaboration is not there, there's no good communication, then those are red flags for me, because I need to be able to know who I am working for, and they need to know who I am. We need to have some kind of relationship, work relationship, of course, so that we know each other. I think that when there's positive vibes, it just allows everything to flow well, and it allows me to enjoy coming to work and working for you, knowing that my employer cares about me and the work that I do. It makes me feel at home, makes me feel like I'm part of the company. That will make me even rethink leaving the company, or rethink a lot of things. So we need to be a little bit more diligent, especially these companies, in making sure that these are some of the things that we look at when we are hiring people, and as a company, to make sure that you create a positive environment for your employees. Communication is also a big one, because if the company sucks at communication, it makes things a lot more harder for you as a worker. Definitely, are they communicating to you if there are changes? Are they communicating to you if they need you to do something, or something is not going well? Are they letting you know on time? How effective were they when they were processing your paperwork in order for you to start working? Those are some of the things that you have to pay attention to, because if you're not diligent and very effective in my paperwork process and getting me into a very smooth start, then how is it going to be when I do start working for you? Those are some of the things that I think about personally, because I don't want to be overly stressed working for anybody. And so I need to look at all of those things and make sure that the ride is going to be as smooth as possible. Now, the last and final thing that you want to take into consideration when you're looking for a job is definitely the pay. A lot of companies try to lowball their employees and try to pay them as less as they can possibly do it, as less as they can possibly go, because they want to keep the majority of the money for themselves. And this is not okay. As someone who has been through 4 years of college and 3 years of graduate school, I have a lot of loans. And not even that, I've spent a lot of time and energy in gaining my license and being registered. And so I need to be paid. The pay that I'm receiving needs to reflect on how much time I've spent to go to school to become what I am and to be able to have the titles that I have. And so if you are a company and you're trying to lowball me, that is a no-go for me, because that means that you don't really care about me and my time and the experience that I have. And for me, that is a red flag for me. You need to pay me accordingly. You need to pay me based on those facts, based on the fact that I went to school. I know what I'm doing. I am a good employee. I am going to give you what you need. And so I feel like a lot of companies just need to pay people what they deserve. Healthcare in general, any job in healthcare is a very hard job. Working with people is very hard, especially people who are very vulnerable. It's very, very hard. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot out of you as a person, physically, mentally, emotionally, any way that you can possibly think about. And so companies need to start paying their employees what they deserve. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my video. I really do appreciate it a lot. If you have any video ideas for me, go ahead and leave it down below. If I didn't mention a tip that you feel like it's important to look for, go ahead and leave that down below as well for me as well. Okay, whatever. Go ahead and leave that down below for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.